Hey, how are you, my friends? Joey Ragona here. Another Facebook Live here talking about focus, talking about overwhelm, talking about how to get past the fears, the overwhelm, and all of this stuff that's going on in your business. Because if you're like me, if you're like a lot of my customers, a lot of my clients and students, then you might be feeling overwhelmed as well, right? So I figured that why not talk about that a little bit? And what I wanted to really help you with is to give you a framework that I have developed over the last 10 years. It's come to me to develop what's called the focus framework for entrepreneurs, believe it or not, because that is what people need. Every person that comes into my world in the last decade that I've been coaching now, it's really the same thing. When I boil it all down to one thing, it's about focus, that they have lack of focus. And so all the coaching that I've done in this past little while has been zeroed in on how helping people get really focused. And the cool part about this is that when I show you this framework is that you can apply this to your business on macro levels and micro levels. So it's kind of meta. So it's kind of like you got this entire framework that you could use, but also use the framework within the framework. And it will work for your entire business. It will work for even small projects and all that kind of stuff. So let me explain it to you. The focus framework is really about getting the vision first, right? The future vision, which is where you want to go. And that might be, a 10-year plan. It might be a 3-month plan. It might be 6 months, like if you got a little project, whatever. So it's really about defining where you want to go. And that's really important because one of the major things that I struggled with when in all my years of business, when I first started going to my coach back in 2011, it was because I was never goal-oriented. And I never had a vision to where I needed to go. The belief and all that kind of stuff, the commitment behind it, nobody could tell me that I couldn't do something. I had the drive, the momentum. And yeah, there were times I would get down, but I never had the vision of where I wanted to go. And that's a really important piece. And you pick up any business book, that's where they're going to start, right? Why are you doing it? What's the vision of why you're doing it, and where do you want to go? And then they tell you to work backwards. And that's kind of where the framework falls into place, and it works, right? So why not use that? The next piece is looking at opportunities and obstacles, because we all have those. And sometimes we believe that opportunities are real opportunities, but they're not. They're actually distractions, and that's where people get caught up because they're unfocused, right? You can see how this is all going to wrap up into one complete framework, and then we need clarity. We need clarity on a whole bunch of stuff, depending on what you're doing. If it's about your entire business, let's say, you might need clarity on who your ideal customers are. You might need clarity on the market or the products or services that you are developing and creating for that market. There's so many different areas of where that clarity piece comes into play, but it is a very important step, which is why it's in the middle, which lands perfectly with everything you're doing because you've got a vision, you've identified opportunities and obstacles and fears and all that other kind of stuff, which I don't have time to get into to teach it to you here on this call or on this live, but it flows nicely with those other two pieces. The next thing you need is to identify what it is that you do uniquely well and unlock your potential superpower, or your real superpowers. Unlock those, which means that you unlock time management skills and productivity and all that, and you don't get bogged down into doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. And it just allows you to just move a lot faster, which moves on to the next piece of the framework, which is to scale into sales and processes and all these other kind of things that actually move your business to the next level. Or it's to move beyond the project that you're doing. You can put processes in place. What's the sales process? How do you make money from all that? Because in the end, that's what your business is there for, right? Your business is built to make a profit, to make money, so you can do something with your time. You can do something with the money, not only to pay yourself a great income and lifestyle, but if you're in my tribe, you subscribe to you want to impact the world in a positive way. You want to give a lot of that money back to the world so you can help other people. So it all really matters. So that's what the context of that focus framework is. And if you use that in your business, believe me, you could do so much more and so much faster if you apply that focus framework to your business. If you want to talk about it specifically about your business, just go to talkwithjoey.com and we can have a 30-minute, 50-minute call or whatever about your business and see if there's a fit for us working together for me to help you implement that focus framework. And if not, no big deal. I'll just tell you how to kind of, put it into your business using that blueprint and that framework. But that's really, if you apply that, if you take that framework that I just gave you and you apply it to any part of your life or your business, I promise you it will fit. And I know that because I have 10 years worth of experience and case studies and clients that have gone through that exact same framework that used it and are doing astronomical things with their business, have cut back on their time. They spend way more time with their family. They're not tied to their phones, and they have products that they've developed. They've written books and all kinds of different things that just applying the focus framework, because we all need that same thing. I can tell you that for a fact, that when people come to me, whether they want more money, I mean, that's the main thing. I want to make more money and all this and want more freedom. The one thing that they need more than anything, and 100% of the time, is they need focus. And that's why I developed this framework called the Focus Framework for Entrepreneurs. Anyway, hopefully this helped you out. If it did, please let me know below that it helped you out. Maybe you've got a question that I could answer that I didn't answer live now. And if it helped you, maybe share it with somebody who it will help. And I hope you have yourself a great day. And you want to talk to me, by the way, go to talkwithjoey.com. I'd be happy to talk about your business. Ciao.